What's going on, people? Myke C-Town here with another Dead in Hip Hop solo album review, and today I'm talking about the album from Hermit and The Recluse entitled Orpheus vs. the Sirens. Hermit and The Recluse is actually Ka on the mic and Animas on the beats. Animas is someone known for producing beats for Rock Marciano, one of the only MCs that I've ever drawn real parallels to Ka. And Ka is an MC from New York that I've been a huge fan of for many years. His rap style is coated with tons of wordplay and style. But because of the way he delivers his lines, I'm not surprised when someone says they're not a fan of his or that they find him boring. But what I've always loved about Ka is his ability to take me into another world. The lines he delivers are so vivid and so poignant that I can't help but see things through his eyes. And I think this sort of mellow, drawn back backdrop that he typically goes over really assists in creating this world that he wants the listener to experience. And that world this time is a really interesting one, as Ka uses Greek mythology to kind of create a point about self-reflection, social anxiety, social awareness, the plight of impoverished people. And peppered through the album are references to the story of Orpheus, the Greek singer and poet who was known to have this amazing voice that could tame any beast. His voice is so amazing that he's able to combat the Sirens, who are these mythological creatures who use their voices to lead sailors to their deaths. Of course, you can immediately infer that the Sirens are a double entendre here, the Greek figures, as well as even police sirens, you know, kind of representing the government or the legal system that may be leading us, the sailors, to our deaths. I like how this album starts. The piano sounds and the conversation between what's supposed to be Orpheus and Jason. Orpheus is trying to convince Jason to give him a place on his ship by saying that he can provide music that can tame the wild beasts and lift men's hearts. And this, of course, applies to Ka in a way that he's describing his music as being beneficial to people. And the first line is really powerful to me. I think it's fine to relinquish mine for the life of our seeds. He's okay sacrificing himself and his life if it means that the lives of future generations are better. He then goes on to describe living a hard life and makes references to themes of violence, incarceration, retribution, and other things while dropping references to Greek mythological figures. It's such a dope idea. And I love how it ends with this line. All this uncertainty was hurting me. I fought it from birth. I'm here writing this priceless. They just reporting they worth. What Ka seems to be saying here is that he's really concerned with what's going on in the world and making things better, that he's decided to do something about it by writing about it. Meanwhile, other rappers are just talking about their monetary gains. The next song has this amazing instrumental backdrop, these subtle drums and guitar licks. Like, it's super smooth, and Ka sounds great over this beat. His silky smooth flow blends seamlessly with the beat. And a standout line here is, book assignments for crooked minors went straight to the pros. It seems here that he's making a statement about educating minors. Minors who may have gotten into trouble already, or even those who may be getting into trouble. But the whole thing about minors being young kids and book assignments and straight to the pros, P-R-O-S-E, pros as in written or spoken word. But then you also have minors as in minor leagues and pros as in professionals. So educating these problem kids can help them become professionals. Dude's an expert with this wordplay. Argo is another standout track. The beat is really dope. The presence of drums here, the noticeable bass sound, the really eerie synths here, it works really well. But this song just has some of the nicest bars on the whole album that really speak to what Ka's doing and what his purpose is in the rap game. My discretionary tales, for some unnecessary, for some irrelevant. The people love me deeply cause I speak that ugly elegant. True, what I do is hood intel, intelligent. Ain't bold enough to hold your goal, then air you out your element. He's saying that what he's talking about in his raps for some is unnecessary because it doesn't apply to them. Some, it's unnecessary because they already know about it. He's also knows that for some, they're just going to dismiss him because they find his words irrelevant. Then he goes on to say how others love him because he's speaking about the ugly truth of what happens in impoverished areas, and he's delivering this news in a very intelligent way. You know, something that Susan Edelman, who wrote that trash-ass New York Post hit piece, clearly doesn't understand. The line about people not bold enough to hold their goal, meaning sticking to their guns or doing what they set out to do, is a dope line because it can also be heard as hold your gold, G-O-L-D, air you out your element. Gold, the element, is represented by AU on the periodic table. So you have air you out, AU, element, gold. Dude is fucking nasty. And I love the way the album wrote out with Companion of Artemis. The sparse beat with the guitar licks, the tribal drum sounds, and Ka once again sounds incredible here, like he's just sitting down and having a conversation with you. But all in all, this is probably one of my favorite Ka projects so far. I think this is a team up that's just too good to be real, man. The beats mesh so well with Ka's vocal performance. The production is still flavorful and stylistic without being too bombastic or hectic as to take away from the sound and the mood that we're used to with Ka. And this is easily some of the best lyrics that Ka's ever dropped on a project. The Greek mythology theme is done so well to the point where it's easy to follow along to, even if you're not terribly familiar with the mythologies themselves, but it's even better if you are. And you know, there's always been this very epic and dramatic feel to Ka's brand of lyricism and storytelling, even if his delivery is a bit understated. But incorporating the drama and the epic nature of Greek mythology was just a brilliant idea. And I think the album is extremely cohesive with the beats flowing together nicely without sounding too samey. I think it was a smart move keeping the album to a nice runtime of around 30 minutes. It allows the album to step in, do what it needs to do to your sensibilities, and then leave. But I think this is definitely one of the best projects I've heard this year. Fantastic work from Ka, fantastic word from Animus, and I definitely want you guys to check this out. If you've listened to it, make sure you leave some comments down there in the comment section. Let me know what you think. And yeah, as usual, thank you for living, thank you for loving, thank you for being you, and I'll see you guys next time. All right? Peace out, boy.